Hey guys, Mike here with Doorstep Diaries, and I've been wanting to make this video for a while. I'm calling it 5 habits for highly successful food delivery drivers. So I've been doing it for quite a while. I'll get into that. Actually, one of the 5 things is about that, so I'll get into that later. But I have enough experience now. I thought I could help you to save time and maximize your time and make the most profit possible in the time that you're choosing to drive. All right, number 1 is do not drive around trying to find hot spots. Sometimes that works, but most of the time it does not. That's what I've learned. On your apps, you'll have a map. It'll show where you are on your map in your territory that you're delivering food in, and it'll show hot spots. Now, I have tried to drive to those hot spots or drive around to places that I think are gonna maybe be better, and it's just a waste of gas. You're gonna waste a lot of gas and time. I'm not to say that I never ever move, but where I'm parked right now, I'm waiting for orders. I park in my area near a Chick-fil-A, but it happens to be in a very busy area with tons of restaurants and coffee places and bagel places. And so it's very busy. And so there's actually another driver right next to, actually 2. So there's a bunch of us that do it. I don't know them, but they all know that this is kind of a hot spot. So in your area, find a hot spot and just hang out. Now, I have sat in my car sometimes 30, 45 minutes, very rare, and nothing happened. Then I'll look on my map and move. And it's just worth a chance, because at that point I figure I haven't gotten anything, it's worth a chance. But if you just drive around and just try to chase the hot spots in your map, you'll end up wasting time and a lot of gas. So I park and I wait for my next order. Okay, number 2, I just semi-covered already, but that is to find the hot spots in your area. In my area, it depends on the day of the week and which places are open and closed. Like I'm in front of the Chick-fil-A, they're always closed on Sundays. I actually sit here a lot even on Sundays because there's so many other places, but there's times when I have about 2 or 3 other spots that are pretty hot, not as hot as this, but certain days it might be slow here, and the other part of the other end of this road that has all these places is busy. So find a few hot spots, and those are the places you want to hang out. As I said, number 1 is not driving around wasting gas, and just hang out and wait. Generally, that's my best bet. You maximize your chances of getting orders and minimize how much gas and time you waste driving around. Okay, before we get on to number 3, make sure you stay to the end. I have a bonus one for you. So number 3 is to have more than one food app. Now, I was guilty of not doing this for the longest time. As I kind of mentioned this a little bit in number 1, or my intro actually before I started this video. But I've done DoorDash for almost 4 years. I like it. It's easy. I was on Grubhub's holding list for like a half a year, and I actually let it expire. Every month they send you a text saying, do you still want to be in the waiting list? They protect how many drivers can deliver in every zip code, so you don't have 5 million drivers and nobody getting any orders. They want to keep the drivers busy, but yet have enough drivers so people get food in a timely manner. So I actually accidentally let it lapse, so now I'm on their waiting list again. It could be a year, who knows. But I just started doing about a month ago Uber Eats, and I'm enjoying it. So the theory was that I do really well in DoorDash, but I drive in the mornings at 6 in the morning to early afternoon when I'm not working at my regular job. And I find that when I drive that amount of time, 6 to 8 hours, I'll have a good amount of downtime where I get nothing. And with one order, you're stuck. You can only get orders on that one app. I started doing Uber Eats as a test. Finally got signed up. I had problems with their app, but I couldn't get signed up, and I finally did. And it's working out. So on a day where, like my minimum day, depending on how much stuff I have to do later on after I drive, like errand-wise, is to make at least 100, if not more. And I'd make 100 to 120, 30 on a really good day. Now I'm doing 140 to 160 or 70, because when I have downtime, I sometimes get Uber Eats when the DoorDash isn't going off. So it's really helped me out. So just keep that in mind, have multiple apps going at the same time. Okay, number 4 is important, and that is have a short memory. I am guilty of not doing this all the time. Most of the time I'm pretty good about it, and what does that mean? That means some days are crappy. You get crappy orders all day, they're small, they're difficult, you can't find the addresses, or you have to, I've had orders where I'm carrying a bunch of cases, like 20, 30 cases of water to an apartment complex that I can't even drive close to their apartment. I had to carry like 30 cases, of course not all at once, but about a tenth of a mile, because that's the closest I could get to their apartment. And of course they were upstairs, so I'm a big guy. I was carrying like basically 1 or 2 of these 24 packs of water, like a tenth of a mile up the stairs. Do that. come back to the car 1/10 of a mile. I did that for 30 times. So you're gonna have days like that. So you have to have a short-term memory. It's just how it is. And you also will have problems. I've had problems with the apps. I've had problems with the restaurants. People, they had a problem a lot off and on when I go to pick up an order. I stop my app and I drive. I go get the order and I get there and somebody else has already picked it up. So have a short-term memory. Okay, before we get on with the 5th one and then the bonus one, I got an order, so let's go do that and then we'll continue. All right, so that was just a little clip of a typical delivery that actually ended up being a pain because it was something that was, there's certain items that have to be signed for and you have to scan their ID. So if I deliver alcohol, yeah, they have to prove that they're over 21. In this case, it was just proving that somebody received the package, so later the person can't say that they didn't receive it. So it's one of the many things you were required to do. All right, so number 5 is adaptability. It goes along with a little bit about 4, but it's basically adaptability. Wednesdays, I find in my territory, are by far the slowest day. Today is a Wednesday, and actually it's been steady. So you never know, but most of the time, Wednesday is the middle of the week. So almost like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are slower days. But Wednesday, for me in my territory, is always the slowest day. So being adaptable, I tend to take smaller orders I wouldn't normally take. And I make my money, my minimum amount that I need on volume, not on any one order. You know, you like to maximize your time, and that's another thing is look and see the dollar per mile average. So it's got to be a certain ratio. You'll learn mine's like between $1.50 $2 per mile is worth it. Usually, if you see like, and when you get these food orders, it'll say 8 miles, but that means to the restaurant or a coffee place, and the total miles to the coffee place and then to their home. And if it's like $7 and 8 miles, they're giving you 0 in a tip. They're giving you nothing, which blows me away with gas in California anyway, being $4.50 a gallon, and all the effort and the traffic we're in and all the stuff, the wear and tear in our car and the everything, and to not get a tip for it is pretty crazy, but it's the world we live in. So anyway, just be adaptable. And like I said, on the slow days, I just take whatever I can get and be okay with it. On the busy days, you can be more selective. All right, so your bonus tip is make sure, some of the apps matter more than others, but I'm primarily familiar with DoorDash. But make sure when I get an Uber Eats or a DoorDash, I pause the other app. I don't know about Uber Eats yet, but with DoorDash, what happens is the acceptance rate is really, really, really important. So it took me a long time to get my acceptance rate over. I think you need to be over 80%, and I keep mine over 90%. And what that does, it gives you more orders over other drivers in your area and better orders. So they're better money orders. The other thing that's really huge for me is it's a weird app. Uber Eats, you just hit the button on, you can just drive anytime you want. With DoorDash, you have to book your time. And so when you have a low acceptance rate, let's say this morning you wake up and you're like, I got time, I'm gonna go drive. You cannot do that in the territory you want unless there's availability. But the other drivers take up, because they protect the territory. So as I said before, they don't want too many drivers in one area, so nobody makes any money. Hold on a second. Okay, so I took an order for Chick-fil-A. So basically, what happens is you can't do a spur of the moment or want to stay on extra long or just decide, oh, tomorrow I want to drive. You can go on the calendar if there's availability, you can, but usually it's just the crummy times, and it's either in the middle of the night or just when there's no money to be had. So I keep mine up because I do still book mine out. You can book up to 6 days, 7 days in ahead, but there's times when I just want to get out there and just drive for 1 hour. I get off work and I'm driving home. I'm like, oh, I'll go drive for an hour. Well, when you have a higher, and they call it platinum status, but when you have higher acceptance rate. You can drive whenever you want. You don't have to book it way ahead of time. When I go on vacation every summer, I come back and I've lost my platinum status, and it sucks because it takes me a while to get enough rides in a month's time to get my platinum status, my acceptance rate up there, and do a lot. So every year when I go away for the summer, when I come back, I have to reestablish that again. So it means I make low earnings and kind of drive when I don't really love to drive and all that. So anyway, just keep that in mind. All right, like I said, I got an order with Chick-fil-A, so I'm going to go in and do that. So I hope that helps you guys. I know there are more, but these are just the basics that will help you. Obviously, if you guys are veterans out there and you've done this a long time, this isn't anything new. But hopefully these are simple, easy ones to kind of pay attention to. So if you're first starting out, you maximize your time. You can trust me, I've done it all, made all the mistakes, wasted time, wasted money, and I've got it much more refined now. I can't help it when the app doesn't work correctly, which happens a lot. But when it is working correctly, I know how to maximize my time and be more efficient and not waste gas. So anyway, thanks a lot. You guys, this is a brand new channel. I hope you appreciated that. And if you did, please subscribe. It's free. We're trying to grow this baby to get to at least 1,000 so we can monetize it. So please subscribe. It's free. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this content, and if you think of some other things that are under these topics, let me know and I'll make it, because I'm looking for some more video topics under the food delivery business to do. And hit the notification bell if you want to be notified every time I have a video. I've been doing not daily, but I've been posting about three videos a week of just getting out there, like I showed you for a clip of how much I make in a day, how it works. I talk about the good and bad of delivering food, and I try to tell a story every time, something crazy that happened to me, whether it's food delivery. I used to do Uber or Lyft, so I used to drive people until COVID, and now I just do food. But I always try to have a good story for you, so check those videos out too if you want. And that's all I got, man. I'm gonna go get this order, and we'll see you down the road. Bye.